let's look at this problem. Find the value of limit n tends to infinity 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 so on to 1 by n power 7 by ln 7. So if you look at this, so here we don't have direct summation, right? So limit n tends to infinity, so we are considering this. So let's say if n tends to infinity is there, so these are infinite terms, so for this we don't have direct summation. In denominator we'll have ln n, so as n tends to infinity, ln n tends to infinity again. So this we cannot say anything in particular, this is tending to infinity. So what we do is we'll use, so if you see the terms 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 so on to 1 by n power 7. So if you look at the terms, so what we can say is, so if I look at 1 by 2, so 1 by 2 I can write as integral 0 to 1 x dx, integral 0 to 1 x dx. So it will be x square by 2 0 to 1, so it will be 1 by 2. 1 by 3 is integral 0 to 1 x square dx. So like that, if I keep on writing all the terms, 1 by n power 7 is equal to integral 0 to 1 x power n power 7 minus 1 dx. And first one is there, no? So for that 1 is equal to integral 0 to 1 x power 0 dx or integral 1 dx. So the numerator we can write as 1 plus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 so on to 1 by n power 7, which is equal to integral 0 to 1 1 dx plus integral 0 to 1 x dx, integral 0 to 1 x square dx on integral 0 to 1 x power n power 7 minus 1 dx. So this is integral 0 to 1 plus x square so on x power n power 7 minus 1 dx. So this is GP clearly. So as these terms are in GP, we can directly apply the formula. So if I directly apply the formula, so A is 1, R is equal to x, so integral 0 to 1, so A is 1, R, n is, I mean number of terms here are n power 7, so 1 minus x power n power 7 by 1 minus x dx. As x is belonging to 0 to 1, so x power n power 7 will tend to 0 as n tends to infinity, because there is a value in between 0 to 1, so n power 7 x power n power 7 will tend to 0. So this is integral 0 to 1 by 1 minus x dx. So this is ln 1 minus x by minus 1, so this is 0 to 1. So when we are writing this, see, if I directly substitute 1 here, so what will happen? It will be ln 0. If I put, so that we cannot substitute directly. So what we do is, whenever we are writing this, the meaning of this is 1 minus, this is 0 plus. So we'll apply that. So limit x tends to 1 minus ln 1 minus x minus ln 1 minus 0 by minus 1. So this is ln 1 is 0, so we'll have minus of limit x tends to 1 minus ln 1 minus x. So what we can see is x tends to 1 minus is, so there is nothing but x tends to 1 minus h as h tends to 0. So 1 minus x will tend to h, right? So this is minus of limit h tends to 0 ln h. Okay, so what we do is limit h tends to 0 ln of, so minus ln h is nothing but ln 1 by h. So as h tends to 0, 1 by h tends to infinity. So consider 1 by h is equal to some t. So limit t tends to infinity ln t. So t is equal to 1 by h. So what we have is limit t tends to infinity ln t by, we are keeping the denominator as t, right? Limit n tends to infinity ln n. So this and this, both of them will tend to infinity, right? So we can directly write it as 1, because this value and this value are mathematically equal, right? So this and this are mathematically equal, so we can write the value of the limit is tending to 1.